Yo, Sanjae Uchiha here, people. Welcome back to the channel to my episode 130 review for Dragon Ball Super. I must apologize since I know this is going up late, like Monday night, possibly even Tuesday morning. It was Carnival weekend here, so yeah, I apologize for that. Not the ideal weekend to actually watch and review Dragon Ball Super for me, honestly, because I had to go out, Yeah, couldn't miss it. But yeah, and my background may be a bit noisy, so I apologize from now if it comes out like that in the final recording for this. But let's get into it right away, since you guys probably have been waiting for a while to actually hear what I have to say about this episode. So, episode 130, obviously, it focuses on the battle between Ultra Instinct Goku, who I still say him mastering Ultra Instinct was 50-50, and Jiren himself. Now, to even get into the positives right off the bat, this episode, visually speaking, is it was a step and beyond when you compare it to episode 129. The thing is, 129 had a lot of reuse animation, so getting a lot of original cuts and choreography where the animation and the art was concerned, there were some repeated shots here and there, but I found it to be subtle and not so blatant and in your face. And even for the reused animation sequences that were original to this episode, I think there was one cut when Jiren, they focused on Jiren and Ultra Instinct Goku, like before Jiren powers up. Like it was a sequence that was repeated like two times. But apart from that, the episode flowed pretty well in terms of the fight choreography and the animation and effects. Trust me, it starts off good and it only goes upwards from there. So that's all probably not all, but that's all I'll say on the animation art front for now, as well as the choreography. The honestly, in terms of characterization, this episode has a positive and a major negative. What I definitely loved about the episode was the characterization where Goku was concerned. And I think you all know the line or the moment I'm talking about, because Goku doesn't have a lot of lines in the episode as it is. And it's when Goku said, I've never really viewed myself as a hero or whatever or anything like that. And this is after Jiren tries to attack the crowd, which I'll get to next. Well, eventually. And it speaks volumes because us here in the West that would have grown up with the original Funimation dub, where Goku was painted as a Superman-esque kind of character, would have basically come full circle with the characterization of Goku in this episode, which I felt did wonders for his character, honestly. And that coupled with the amazing flashback that the characters in the stands of Universe 7 had with those shots from, Dragon Ball, a time when Dragon Ball was a much better written series, or yeah, back in the old Dragon Ball Z, yeah. That those two parts, perfect. Gold. But on the flip side though, Jiren's characterization in this, and he's essentially a knockoff to Goro from Yu Yu Hakusho, but what I'll say is that Jiren's characterization flip flops too much because, we kind of started off with him being this kind of silent character, which is what Toriyama wanted. And Toriyama did give the whole backstory about, probably not in depth, based on the recent interviews, that, hey, Jiren's parents were killed along with his master. But the thing is, it still comes back to not what you do, but how you do it. And Toei's had ample time to actually build and reveal his character. There are too many sudden jumps in Jiren's characterization where he went from this silent character to this seemingly arrogant character once everybody else was ringed out, someone who's focused on strength, to outright attacking the crowd. Now, I know that what they were going for in terms of the parallels they were showing between Jiren and Goku in terms of the themes, with, Jiren focusing on strength and Goku, everybody trusting in him, but at the same time, it would have been better if they had painted it as an accident. He fires a blast and accident reaches the crowd, but I guess the scene when Goku goes after him probably wouldn't have been as powerful. But still, the flip flopping of his characterization definitely something that needed to be addressed. But it's so late in the game, doesn't even really matter at this point. Um, the next thing I didn't really like about the episode is that the one point after Jiren unlocks his quote unquote hidden power, which is the next thing to talk about, is the fact that hey, at one point in the episode it went like real shonen-esque. Like I know Dragon Ball is a shonen, but it got to the point that it really felt like a real power of friendship thing was going on after Krillin was shouting out for Ultra Instinct Goku to actually get up. And I'm like, really? We're really doing this? Like, Dragon Ball's a shonen, but I feel like it's never really been so much rooted in the whole power friendship s kind of sequences. I could be wrong on that, but I don't know. It was really blatant there. But anyway, so Jiren's hidden power. I know this tournament is about like breaking limits and all of that, but that kind of came out of nowhere. Like Jiren having hidden power. Like what? I don't know. I don't know. It's a tad bit much. I know they had to kind of put him back on a level to fight Ultra Instinct Goku, but and I guess it does follow the whole lines of everybody in this tournament breaking their limits, but kind of came out of nowhere. Could have done with a bit more. It's because they've already painted Jiren as this overly powered character already. Him having hidden power is a bit, you know. But so there's that. What I will say as well, in terms of the exposition, it wasn't as bad as I think I can safely say it wasn't as bad as previous episodes. But I don't think it's the quantity of the exposition. Like I can concretely say that this time it's not the quantity, but the quality. And what I'll say is that a lot of times throughout this tournament, they'll literally use characters on the side to repeat stuff that we literally just saw and what could have been easily understood from just watching it. Like Vegeta saying that being cornered by Jiren being cornered by Goku awakened his hidden power. Like obviously we can see that for ourselves. So I think that was the main problem with the exposition in this arc is the fact that it literally repeats stuff that we can actually see on screen and doesn't really, in most cases, doesn't really add anything of substance. So the characterization for Jiren, the exposition, even though it wasn't a bit much, but it's something to point out in this episode, and probably something I should have pointed out from like my previous reviews in terms of the quality of it. In terms of characters repeating stuff we see on screen, the whole power of friendship kind of stuff at one point. What else did I say again? And Jiren's whole hidden power aspect, whatever. All in all, if I was rating the episode solely on the visuals, I'd probably give it a 9 or even a 10 out of 10. But all things considered, I think it goes down to probably a 6 to a 7 out of 10, all things considered. And I must say, them including the aspects of Goku, I guess, dropping are the consequences of breaking his limits and using Ultra Instinct all this time, that was really needed in the long run because, don't get me wrong, throughout this franchise, Goku has been mastering techniques that have taken other people like ridiculous amounts of time, like, you know, Master Roshi's Kamehameha and all of that, but it's just that the span of time when you compare Goku to like the gods who have lived for millions of years, it's too big this time. Like something like this would have been more easier to digest back when the series is a bit more gaggish or comedic in nature, but the series has changed in tone, and something like this where the span of time between when you compare Goku to the gods, it didn't make any sense for Goku to just master it without any consequence. So I'm glad they actually threw that in the last part. Although Goku taking forever to bring out Jiren was a bit cliche, which I felt kind of worked against the episode as well, because it's something that we've, you know, seen time and time again, so it's a bit cliche for Dragon Ball now to actually be pulling that. And even the line there was a bit wonky in terms of why when Jiren asked why they didn't ring him out, and Goku says this line, like a guy like you should already know what I'm talking about. Even though you could probably, deduce what Goku may mean here, it just felt like there should have been an extra line there, like for Goku, but whatever. Um, oh yeah, and how can I forget? Frieza and Android 17 make a return by the end of this. Like it was, Frieza was predictable, but Android 17, I don't know. Like I had a problem when he quote unquote self-destructed, and people are saying now, Daishin can only assume he self-destructed. They never pressed him off on the God pad. He's an android, so he can't sense his ki. But it's one of those situations where both situations, him quote unquote self-destructing back then was a problem for me, and him coming back is a problem for me. Don't get me wrong, I like Android 17, definitely the MVP of the tournament, but sorry about that. But think about this: when he self-destructed, alright, since it's basically been confirmed that yes, since it wasn't the quote unquote bomb which was removed from his chest that he used to self-destruct, how did he self-destruct then? And bet it, how did he generate enough power to even cancel out Jiren's blast? Like, so the power scaling, it's still a matter of power scaling. Like, most of the problems with Android 17 come down to a power scaling thing. So he's back. How is he even in such, well, he's not in good condition, but still, it's still a matter of power scaling. So that kind of dragged down the episode again for me. Like to say, okay, and then with the time limit, like, okay, well, how is this going to go? Granted, now that Jiren, which I assume is a bit weakened, well, should be weakened, it would make more sense for Frieza and Android 17 to be able to take him on, but I guess we'll see. But all in all, I thought it was a decent episode. All factors considered: writing, animation, arts, choreography, pacing, and all that. So yeah, that's all I have for this one. Let me know what you thought. And the interesting tidbit I found to be extremely funny when Jiren asked, I don't know, I might put it in at the start of this video, who knows, but when Jiren asks Goku, like, how is this possible? Shouldn't you be out of stamina? Just felt like the show becoming self-aware there. But all in all, let me know what you guys thought about the episode. Sorry about this taking so long. But Sanjae, Uchiha, rate, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next